Okay, so dear students, today we are going to discuss about mean time to failure. So first we are starting with table 2, that is if you have the failure time, how to calculate mean time to failure. That we are going to do first. Then we will consider the table 1 if you have large number of data. Okay. So first note down the definition. Mean time to failure is the ratio of cumulative time of sample failed to the total population in the sample during the period under stated condition. Please note, this one is a ratio of cumulative time of failure to the total population. Mean time to failure, MTTF. MTTF is the ratio of cumulative time of failure, cumulative failure time divided by the total population, initial population. So that one is MTTF. Okay, and it is very easy to calculate MTTF if the exact failure time is noted. If the exact failure time is noted, it is very easy to calculate MTTF. Okay, so for small population, it is very easy to calculate MTTF. Otherwise, we have to use cumulative time of failure. Normally, we will have the large sample case. At that point, we have to use cumulative time of failure. Okay. So first consider the small number. If we have very small number, so this one is table 2 where the failure time of each component is noted. Please note this one is not duration, this one is not sequence, this one is a specimen number. This is first component, this is second component, third component, fourth component, etc. 10th component. So we have 10 components. And in last class I told you these are the time of failure of these components, these specimens. Okay, these are the time of failure of these specimens. So if you have a data with exact failure time, then how to calculate MTTF? So in general case, please note T1 is the time of failure of first specimen, T2 is the time to failure of second specimen, etc. etc. Tn, T capital N is the time to failure of the nth specimen. We have n specimen, T1, T2, T3, etc. Tn are the time to failure of the first, second, third, and the nth component respectively. Okay, then the MTTF is equal to T1 plus T2 plus etc. plus Tn divided by n. I told you we have to take the average of this time to failure. It will give the mean time to failure. Is it okay? So MTTF is equal to T1 plus T2 plus etc. plus Tn divided by n. So that is equal to 1 by n into sigma k equal to 1 to capital N Tk. So this one is a mean time to failure. This one is a method used to calculate mean time to failure if we have the exact time to failure of each specimen. If we have exact time to failure of each component. Is it clear all of you? Just take the mean of the time to failure of each component. So mean time to failure of table 2 is MTTF is equal to 805 plus 810 plus 815 plus 820 plus etc. etc. 900 divided by 9 divided by 10, that is equal to 8380 divided by 10, so that is equal to 838. So this one is the mean time to failure. So my question is it a character of this failure data? Is it a character? This one is a character. Why? We can roughly say the life of the product manufactured by this company as per this table 2, as per this failure data, the life of the components manufactured by this company or this startup is roughly 838. Up to 838 it will last, the component will survive. That one is the meaning, that is why it is known as character. Character means roughly we can say the life of the component manufactured by this industry is 830. You can see that before that the probability is the before that 838 it may fail, but roughly this one is the life of the product manufactured by this company. Okay, so that one is the meaning. Along with this explanation. I want to explain mean time between failure. Mean time between failure. Okay, so what is MTT? Sorry, what is mean time between failure? So here you can see that 805 is the failure time of first component. So, and this one is the first failure, right? At the first failure is occurred at 805 hour. Now the second failure is failure time is 810. So what is the failure time between these two? You can see that 5 hour. A 5-hour difference is the first failure is occurred at 805, second one is occurred at 800. So there is a difference of 5 hours. Now what is the mean? What is the failure between these two time? What is the difference between these two failure time? Again 5. What is the difference between these two failure time? Again 5. This one is also 5. This one is 7. This one is 10. This one is 14. This one is 19. This one is 25. Am I correct? So these are the difference between the failure time. Now what is the sum of these differences? What is the sum? 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 27, 37, 51, then 70, 95. So 95 is the sum of difference between the failure time. Am I correct? In this particular case, it is very easy to calculate this one. Just take the difference between the last time and the first time. That is also sufficient. 900 minus 805, that is 95. 95 is the sum of difference between the mean failure, sorry, difference between the failure time. Now take its average. So how many components? 1. So how many differences? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 95 divided by 9. So roughly the value is 10 point, then 5 by 9. So 0.5. I think it will repeat. So 10.055 hours. This one is also hours. So you can see that mean time to failure MTTF is 838 and mean time between failure is 10.055 hours. Is it okay? So these two are two different characteristics. Okay. So please note, for different product, say the top one is MTTF, and the bottom one is MTBF, mean time between failure. For different component, this MTTF may be small, something around 100 hours, or may be large, something like 10,000 hours. Similarly, MTTF may be small, something like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, okay, may be small, okay. In some case, MTBF may be large, okay. So based on these two data, whether MTTF is small or large, or whether MTBF is small or large, we can say whether this product is a trustworthy product or not. Okay, for example, if MTTF is large, if this value is very large, if this one is very large, then if MTBF is small, what is the meaning? That is this category. Can anyone say? Mean time to failure is very large and MTBF is very small. What is the meaning? Mean time to failure is very large and mean time between failure is very small. Means the life of that product is very large. The average life of the product produced by that company is very large, and the probability of failure before and after that average value is very small. Almost all components will fail exactly at that MTTF, because MTBF is very small. So for example, if this value instead of this 10.5 hours, if this one is something around 0.1 hour, 0.1 hour, what is the meaning? 838 is the average value, and the product will start to fail something from 837 hour to 839 hour. Between 837 to 839, all products will fail. Between 837 to 839, all products, all components produced by that company will fail. That's the meaning. So please note, if both if MTTF is large and MTBF is small, means I think that product is trustable. The component produced by that company is reliable, more reliable. If MTTF is small and MTBF is large, means the components produced by that company is not reliable. Because this value is small and this value is large, means the components produced by that company is not reliable. That is the meaning. Okay, so please note, MTTF and MTBF are the two important characteristics of failure data. Okay, it has some importance. That is why it is known as characteristics. Is it clear, all of you? Any doubt? Okay. So in MTBF is not included in syllabus. So I am stopping the discussion about MTBF. That is not important for us now. So this one is mean time to failure of table 2, this data. Okay. Now please note, if you have very large number of data, then noting the exact time of failure means failure time, it's not possible. Okay. So an example is table 1. So this is table 1 that we discussed already. Now we are going to discuss about how to calculate mean time to failure if you have a large data. So here, please note, for a time being, this one is interval time. This one is interval time or sequence or serial number. Say this one is interval time or serial number. Forget about time for explanatory purpose. Actually, you can see that this interval time, interval number and time, both are same. This one is 0 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, etc. This one is also that interval number. First duration is completed here. So this one is first duration, second duration, third duration, etc. So this one is both time and duration. So I am explaining mean time to failure, how to calculate mean time to failure using the duration number for a time being. Okay. So please note, during the first duration, 130 components are failed. Am I correct? 130 components are failed during the first duration. So if you have only this data, if you have only this one, then what is the mean time to failure of this one? What is MTTF of that particular one? (130) components are failed within 1 hour. So within first duration, 130 components are failed. So number of components failed within the first duration is F1. Right? And please note, within first duration. So what is the cumulative value? 1 into F1 divided by F1. It will give the mean time to failure. Now what is happening during the next duration, second duration? 83 components are failed. But please note, these 83 components lasted or survived up to 2 hours. Roughly up to 2 hours, 83 components are survived. After 2 hours, these 83 components are also failed. So what is the failure time of this 83 component? The failure time of this 83 component is 2. But as we have 83 component, as we have the number of failure data, then we have to take the cumulative failure. So 2 into number of components failed during the second duration. So this one is cumulative failure. Then denominator, what we have to do? Plus F2. So if you have up to this data, then 1 into F1, that is roughly F1, plus 2 into F2 divided by F1 plus F2. Now you can expand this equation. So MTTF is equal to F1 plus 2 into F2 plus 3 into F3 plus etc. And if you are taking the last duration as capital N, then N into Fn divided by F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus etc. plus Fn. Is it clear, all of you? So this is yes, this is mean time to failure. This one is known, this numerator is known as cumulative failure time. Cumulative time to failure. The numerator, cumulative. So please note down that definition. Mean time to failure is the ratio of cumulative failure time to the initial population. My question is whether the denominator is the initial population. Whether F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus etc. is it equal to the initial population capital N? What is the sum of this column? What is sum of this column? In this particular case, that is 1000. In this case, this is 1000. That is initial population. In this particular case, 1000 components are tested, and if you are adding all these F values, we have 1000. Means the sum of F1 to last duration is 1000. So I can remove the denominator, replace denominator with initial population. Is it okay? So we can replace the denominator with capital N, initial population. So F1 plus 2 into F2 plus 3 into F3 plus etc. plus capital N into Fn divided by capital N. So this one is mean time to failure. Is it okay? So please note down the equation. Mean time to failure MTTF is equal to F1 plus 2 F2 plus 3 F3 plus etc. plus. So here instead of capital N, the last duration is taken as L. L is the last duration. So L into Fl divided by the initial population. In order to avoid a confusion between this N and Fl, last duration is represented by using small n. So MTTF is equal to F1 plus F2 plus 2 into F2 plus 3 into F3 plus etc. plus L into Fl divided by capital N. That is also equal to 1 by n into sigma k equal to 1 to L k into Fk. So please note down this equation. Please note down this equation. So here MTTF, what we have to do? We have to take the cumulative value. So 1 into 130, so that is 130. Okay. Then 2 into 83, that is equal to 166. Then 3 into 75, that is 225, etc. etc. 18 into 2y, that is 190, that is 216. Then 19 into 4, 76. Okay, so we have to add all these values. Okay, so if you are adding all these values, I think you have 830. Sorry, 8030. 8030. That one is a cumulative time of failure or failure time. Cumulative time to failure. Okay. Now you have to divide this one with the initial population. So this one is sum. So this one divided by 1000. We have 8.013 hours. So mean time to failure of this product or this data is 8.013 hours. Is it okay? So mean time to failure of table 1 is 130, that is F1 is 130 plus 2 into 83, 2 into 83 plus 3 into 75, this 3 into 75 plus etc. etc. plus 18 into 12 plus 19 into 4 all divided by the initial population 1000. Please note, in this particular case initial population is 1000. This 1000 is not a fixed value. In some case it may be 1200, maybe 1312, something like that. In this particular case the initial population is 1000. Okay, so the cumulative time to failure is 8013. divided by the initial population 1000. So we have mean time to failure is 8.013 hour. Any doubt? Okay. So please note, as per this equation, there is no need to write this 1 into. This one is an extra term. There is no need to write this 1 into because here there is no term outside this bracket. Okay. So I want to expand this equation. I want to modify this equation. Please note, I ask you to note this first column as the duration number. This one is a duration number. Okay, so this is first duration, second duration, third duration, etc. So if you are marking it as a duration number, that one is an integer only. That one is an integer only. The continuous integer number is from 1, 2, 3, etc. But actually, what we want mean time to failure. Am I correct? We need mean time to failure. So please note, in this particular case, the length of duration is 1 hour. The length of each duration is 1 hour. That is delta t is equal to 1 hour. Delta t is equal to 1 hour. If delta t is not equal to 1, please note, if delta t is not equal to 1 hour, then we need an extra term delta t here. We need an extra term delta t. Delta t into f1 plus 2, f2 plus 3, f3 plus etc. plus L into f5 divided by capital. A delta t is required here. Means here we have to add, instead of 1, here we have delta t. If length of duration is not equal to 1, then we have to modify the initial equation as delta t divided by capital N into sigma k equal to 1 to L k into f. Okay, later you can note that. Okay, so in order to modify the equation, a one term is done. So please note, if delta t is something around 0.5, what we have here? Here we have 0.5 into. If this one is 0, this is 0.5, this is 1, 1.5, like that way. The duration number is correct, 0, 1, 2, 3. But time point of view, if it is 0.5, etc., then we need 0.5 here. Or alternative method is, instead of adding delta t, here itself we can write 0.5 into f1 plus 1 into f2 plus. That is also possible. So in different way you can calculate MTTF in different way. Either you can take this equation as the equation based on duration number, then you have to add delta t outside the equation. You have to add delta t outside the equation. Okay. So please note, if duration length is delta t that is not equal to 1, we have to modify the equation. Okay. So I think we can calculate the MTTF of one more data. So take this data. This one is a number of components failed during each interval. So find the mean time to failure of this table. So as per table 3, mean time to failure is equal to 1000 into 25 plus 1000 into 40 plus 1000 into 60 into 20 plus 1080 into 10 plus 1100 into 5 divided by initial population 100. Here the initial population is 100. So we have 1046 hours. So this one is a mean time to failure. Okay. So I am stopping my class here. So today we are going to discuss about how to modify the analytical equation of the failure density, failure rate, reliability, etc. if the length of duration is not equal to 1. Okay, means we are going to generalize our equation. We already generalized our equation mean time to failure. We included delta t term. Similarly, we are going to include delta t into the analytical equation of failure rate, failure density, reliability, etc. Then we are going to consider the continuous version. If the data is continuous, instead of delta t, if it is dt, if delta t tends to 0, how to write the analytical equation? That we have to discuss. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss about all these things. Okay, thank you.